Hello. How is everybody doing on this Saturday, on this Raising Kanan Saturday? Y'all already know what it is. Raising Kanan season 4, episode 4. Really excited to get into this episode and hear what you guys have to say and my folks backstage. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit it twice. Tell a friend to hit it. Sound real, like tell a friend to hit it. Tell some friends to hit that like button. Also share and comment and let us know your thoughts as we are getting further and further into the episodes. Definitely not going to waste any time. I'm going to bring out my girl first. I just want to know, Ashley, with the sweet perspective, are you ready to talk about Raising Kanan?
Girl, you know I am. You know I am. From in the closet people with husbands chasing people down the street to a gunplay. You know what I mean? Blicky play all day. I'm ready to get into it. This was actually much, much better for me than it has been. So I think we're on a good trajectory now with the season.
I'm going to save my thoughts because I'll be having them. Your boy is back, y'all. We saw your comments down below. Everybody says, where's Rudy? We want to see Rudy. Where's Rudy? Rudy ain't coming back. Rudy is here, y'all, and he is here to say what's up. Rudy, are you ready to get into Raising Kanan?
I'm ready, y'all. Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Yes, they missed you in the chat, Rudy. They was asking about you. They were.
I appreciate it. I feel loved. It's good to be wanted.
Please do, because Rudy, they funny acting. I swear they don't be asking about nobody. So that's a whole compliment in itself. But thank you so much for joining us for a second time, Rudy. We're glad to have you. And last but not least, my boy is in the building. B is in the back with all the videos and all the thoughts. B, are you ready to talk about Raising Kanan?
Hello, everyone. And yes, ma'am, I am ready to talk Raising Kanan. Let's do it.
All right, y'all, let's go. Y'all know I'm already filled with all kind of thoughts. Ashley, I'm gonna come to you first. Ladies first. What did you think about this episode? Because not them beating on Silky Johnson, not Silky Smooth. His little perm can't never stand a chance. Every single season, somebody's gonna beat him down. How'd you feel about this episode?
Like I said, I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Y'all know what I wanted last week, and that was for Juke to finally get off the porch, right? I needed to see her put in some work. I needed to see her do something good or bad. I needed her to make a move and get on a path. You know what I mean? And so that delivered this episode. I felt fine about the pacing. I feel like evil Uncle Tony is about to come out and be unleashed. I was here for the foreshadowing in this episode because you know it's about to get bleak, right? After this
Mhm.
episode, there were so many coded conversations. And yeah, I was here for it. Everybody other than Unique, I was here for in this episode, Tyra.
Oh Lord. We're gonna
Yeah.
talk about ubiquitous over
Yeah.
there. Rudy, what about you? What were your overall thoughts of this episode?
I enjoyed this episode. I think that the transition of Jukebox from like innocence to like that savage that we knew her to be in the original Power series, I think that she got her first taste of it, and we got our first glimpse of it by that first blood situation. And I just think that too, as far as ubiquitous and all of that, I don't think he's going to be clandestine too much longer. The secrecy piece is just about out. There's a scene in particular where Rock, once she learns of Andre's death, she starts putting it together, and you can see like her mind, the mind of a hustler, really moving and like, okay, my business has been hit, this has happened, that is happened, now my lawyers did, like, what's really going on? So I think we're gonna everything that's been in the dark is coming to light in a real way.
Absolutely. B, what about you? And do you feel like after all this time, Silky had his cigar, he was on his balcony in his robe, living his best life. I don't know this man's real name. He just Silky Smooth, because that little conk or whatever he got be working. Did he deserve to get snatched up and beat up for the connect? And how did you feel about this episode?
Honestly, felt sorry for him, to be honest with you, because he was just chilling out there living his best life, and then it just turned into a complete 180 Freddy Krueger nightmare where he's getting the hell beat out of him and doesn't even know why. And then when he found out, like, bro, all you had to do was ask. That's frustrating. I did really enjoy the episode. Things did ramp up, but while it was entertaining, I was terrified because Marvin just kept setting himself up to die, and that's just something I don't want. Of course, it almost happened, and we're going to be talking about that. But like Ashley, I was here for everybody too, as well, except for Rock and Unique. He is causing a mess. It's doo doo everywhere for no reason, and it's just like, oh my gosh, stop it! Because I liked him, but right now he's doing the most, so he needs some counseling or something.
Ashley Bird and the Midnight Falcons.
Bird in the Midnight Falcon. That's his
He's about to get hung over the balcony. Yeah, this just kind of with a lot in this episode that we'll get into with an additional character. It was kind of treading, old familiar territory. Like, oh, I forgot about this guy. But if y'all, feel like he deserved to get rolled up on for old time's sakes for information, but I'm like, we maybe wanted to lead with give us the connect, or we might beat you up. Like, we just like, no, we just beating you up automatically. But he did, he crossed them, way back when. So you got beat up. Thank you so much, DeMarcus, for the super sticker. We most definitely appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's move on from Silky. I just had to get that because they ain't have to be they ain't have to beat up that man like that. But as we'll get into with Marvin, he is moving with brute force with whomever he encounters. Now let's start with Kanan first, which is crazy. Like, the show used to really hang on with Kanan as far as our investment. Well, I know mine, just to see where he was going. I find myself not being as invested in Kanan, and I really, really want to be as far as his journey because this is raising Kanan. But he making independent moves because you know what? I'm not my mother. Still hate my mother. Not really working with my mother. He is trying to be his own independent entity and really link up with these folks. And outside of snap, crackle, and pop, because you kind of can see how they feel about Rock a little bit. But Quan was here for it. Oh, Quan down there with his mullet, he was living for it. I think for whatever reason, I don't. Is it just because Rock's a woman? Because she black? Is it because I'm black? Like, why is Quan and all this beef like really? Feels like he's really irritable when it comes to Rock, and just I think it's because he feels like just from his culture, like I can do what I want to do, or you should be behaving in this manner. He really doesn't like having to answer or correspond with a woman. But Quan was here for Kanan moving up. Tony told him where to go. Tony said, Charles and Charles, yet again, because what you're going to do is get out of my face. Your mom rolled up last season, brought all that money. I might borrow 10K for my kids, maybe, but definitely not that much. Stay on the porch. I want nothing to do with you. Ashley, were you here for Kanan branching out on his own?
Here's the thing. Here's what I want from Kanan, right? Here's what I want from his character. I want him to stand on his own too, right? It's I hate the way it feels like he is swayed by every way the wind blows. Anybody offers a suggestion, if it's anti-rock, he's on it. Snap, crackle, and pop said, but you a man, and you need to do what you need to do, Kanan. You right. You right. Let me go make my rounds. Let me go talk to Uncle Tony. Let me go talk to Quan. Let me go talk to everybody because I'm a man. But are you, Kanan? I still feel like he is in a very influential place, like where he's easily influenced. And I really want to see him make some independent moves. He's doing this, but is this really of his own free will and volition? And honestly, I'm very much over the hating your mama. We got to put that to bed at some point in time. Like how long? How long is it gonna be? Especially now after you found out she done borrowed $500,000 from Uncle Tony to save you, Kanan. Like that didn't give you warm and fuzzies. Like you just don't give a damn. Like I just want more for Kanan. I want more for his character, and I hope by the end of this season we see him being fully autonomous.
I will say I was at least here for Kanan playing into it when Quan was like, "Yeah, how's us, doubling down on the product going? Like, is it pinching your pockets?" He was like, "I mean, yeah, it's cool, everything's good. Like, I had no clue that you increased on us like that, but I'm gonna play it off and just kind of go with it." I'm here for him kind of stepping into it, but I'll be glad when the happening happens and we really meet Kanan, because this ain't the crazy yet. This is not the crazy yet. I don't know if we got to take our crystal to get there, but it's coming. But I do see him stepping more kind of overboard as to where Rock was just hoping that he would be happy to have a piece of the pie and kind of be in her pocket. I think he's going to be moving as his own separate entity, and she's going to kind of maybe be surprised. Rudy, what about you?
I think with Kanan, as it pertains to Marquetti, I like that Marquetti kind of played him to the left like a little Benny Blanco type figure. If you're familiar with Carlito's Way. Benny's like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. He's trying to kind of sell himself as his own, forge his own way and forge his own path. And we just played him like, dude. And it's funny to me that Marquetti called him on the loyalty piece, because the Italians, and me and my wife was talking about this, the Italians, as depicted in this show, are very disloyal. But the way they do it is very like they play the secret game. They'll play what we call the proxy game. So they'll use somebody to play disloyal while on the surface seeming like they're loyal on the surface, which is why like him and the Basellis are in the place that they're at now. Like his wife doesn't have any evidence of him being involved in Sal's death, but she knows something is off. But as far as Kanan, I thought Kanan, it would have just been cool if he went through Quan, because Stefano is the segue to Quan anyway. When Rock was trying to get back into the game, he sent her to Quan. So it's like, I thought it was interesting. I'm like, why does Kanan even need to meet with Stefano outside of just posturing and just to, so the word can get back to his mother that he even tried to make a play, because we know that's what's going to happen. But if he really wanted to subvert her, just go through Quan, like going through Kanan would have just been enough as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, I didn't even think he needed to go to Stefano outside of being castigated by his mother at a later time.
B, what about you? Were you here for Stefano, little boy, and Kanan? Because that's definitely what it was. And how do you feel about him stepping out on his own?
Yeah, I do like the interaction engagement between Stefano and Kanan. I thought it was hilarious, and I respect him, for at least taking an audience with him and acknowledging, like, okay, I know who you are. I know you're trying to reach out to me. I'm not just going to ignore you. I'll give you 5 seconds. So that's cool. That's cool right there. I can respect that. But I'm actually with Kanan. I'm not saying that he's making the best decisions, but given the level of experience he has and his age and what he's been through, I don't blame him. Given all that, I think that he is making the best decisions with, all of his surroundings. You made a comment about Crystal. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe she is going to have to go out.
Oh yeah, she
for him to go over to the deep end. I don't want that to happen, but it's definitely going to be tragic, especially now because she's kind of turning over a new leaf. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I do have a level of respect for her from what she did with another character in this show. So she does have value. And started this season, I wasn't expecting Crystal to be there to support Kanan. And as far as like the decisions Kanan's making, he is a bit a bit of a sponge right now. But him moving out into another apartment, listening to Crystal, he's telling me like, okay, let me pay attention to my surroundings. Let me not just be stubborn. I like this girl. Let me see what she has to say. Okay, this makes sense. And so I respect him for that as well, because he could have been stubborn and be like, no, this is just an extra expense. And so, he got a new apartment. So I like that. And then him just trying to, step out on his own and not be under the umbrella of his mom. I mean, I don't blame him. She put a gun in his bag. That's just diabolical. She shot his father. Even before that, she was in front of him. And even before that, she was getting mad at him and lying to him about the relationship in the first place. And so, I mean, I don't expect anything else, because he's got nothing but lies, and manipulation for his mom. Even though it would be in his best interest to have business with her, I can understand how that's really difficult for him.
I will say I do not trust Snap, Crackle, and Pop. They just always seem to really plant seeds. Everybody here just kind of have their own way when it comes to Rock, and it really feels like they just really want to be apart from her. But are you trying to manipulate Kanan for your own advantage, or are you really trying to help and get him to step out? Because I don't see y'all trying to help us. So they're very much about themselves. But I'll be glad when the decisions that Kanan are making are just based off of what he wants to do. What you saying, B?
Yes, I don't like him either.
Wendell just seemed like he got something in his pocket. But thank you so much, DeMarcus, for the super chat, who said Rock leaving Tremont alive will haunt Rock. Tremont and Abraham could retaliate on Rock or Marvin. That's what I be saying, DeMarcus. Like, we just laying out, handing out ass whoopings, and just, if you feeling froggy jump, like, we dare you. You don't have that kind of spirit. You're just gonna, if we've seen anything in this episode, there are people who are willing to roll up on you later and retaliate for whatever they felt like was clicks back then. But if they felt like he's just that inferior that they don't have to worry about him, we would definitely see what comes later. But yeah, I don't know if Silky Smooth gonna roll up or not. Let's see. Thank you so much, Sage at Bias, for the $10. What's happening, Rudy P and family? Tremont, the Silky Otter, the Silky Otter, almost liquid doo-dooed on himself, and yes, he deserved all of it. Treachery deserves no mercy, no quarter to be cut. Sup B, hey ladies, hello Sage, and thank you so much for the $10. It was the liquid doo-doo for me. Thank you, most definitely appreciated that. Yeah, I ain't forgot how he was moving. Like he double crossed him, so it was earned. It just was a really a surprise to see him roll up as far as a connect was concerned. I think we have one more here from DeMarcus. Let's see. I don't know why it's blocking here where I can't see it. Is that say Teresa?
Teresa Boselli. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't see yours for whatever reason. If you can read it, actually say it, because something's
unique of Pernessa.
Girl reminds me of Unique and Pernessa. We're going to see where we're going, because I think everybody here maybe has a whole lot to say as far as Unique is concerned. But I had to start with the little ones first. We're gonna start here with Broken Promises, and these three little women. Because bye, Crystal. Big, you should have seen my face when you was like, I'm kind of here for Crystal. Whatever Crystal is, like, let that be that with Kanan. Girl, get out of my face. I don't want to hear nothing. Crystal can't be trusted. There's no way in hell. Respect to your little home situation and what you had going on there for what you felt like you needed to escape, and butter was my only way out. But you ain't finna roll up on me. And it wasn't the initial apology, because we didn't lead with that. It was like, but you whooped their asses, so whatever. Like, that's not the point, Teppa. You had some ruffians roll up on me in the subway to beat me down, and just to have this opportunity. I don't know where we go from that. I'm not saying that she's not there for Kanan for all the right reasons, but yeah, you're out of line just expecting me to instantly forgive you with your half-ass apology. Get out of here. This ain't three little women. This ain't butter with your broken promises. You lucky I don't whoop your ass right now and punch you in your face in your man's apartment. Ashley.
I wanted Jukebox to slap her head off her shoulders. I don't have it to do with Crystal. I don't have it to do with Crystal. Yes, she got him out the trap. I mean, she's giving him sage advice, but I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. And for whatever reason, I feel like she's going to be busting it down for a little mini man over there. I don't know. Something's very in these exchanges, and I don't know how I feel about it. But no, I don't like her. She doesn't have remorse. We saw the expression on her face when Jukebox left out of there. This girl means her no good. I want Juice this now that she's a murderess, she's a thugstress at this point. I want her to knock Crystal's head off her shoulders. And I don't even know why Kanan would put Jukebox in this situation. Don't leave me here with this
Girl,
heifer. She's
just
trying
smack
to
him too. He know better.
slice me up. Like, we're not doing this. I ain't got it to do, Tyra. I don't trust her. I don't trust Light Bright. I don't. Get her out of there. Get her out of there, toot sweet. And as far as her being taken out, I don't think that would be the thing to set Kanan off. I don't see love here.
We
I don't
need
see love
something.
here.
You don't see it, Ashley. They want us to. That's why Crystal is constantly here with sound advice. And whoa, you can't be, if Lil Man's rolling up with exchange, but cool, but we can't make this the secondary trap house. Keep it separate. This is our home. We playing house.
Yeah. I don't see this as a love connection. I see this as convenience. I see this as some coot nanny he can dip into whenever he wants to. Free of disease. That's what I see. I don't see Kanan loving
Crystal
anybody.
is in-house vagina, if anything. That's all
That's
Crystal
what
has to offer. She got nothing else to offer. She got advice. She got advice. She's offering advice because of whoever her father, whoever, whatever was, child, couldn't have been too great because you're here and you can't go back to this place of home. Like, it's that, but I wasn't mad at Juke for calling her out. Like, is this yet another secondary option because Butter didn't work out? Let's not act like you're not looking for comfort. But all right. Rudy, were you here for Crystal?
To be honest, I think Crystal's only purpose is to educate Kanan to a certain degree. She's like what I don't know, she's kind of like a composite character to me. It's like she represents one of the many women that he's going to come across that's going to like teach him something in that realm of the game. So from her so far he's learned things about like his business, how to conduct it, how to separate that from his personal. It's like things like that. But as far as her as like an important character, I personally just think she's on here to show him, to get him to a point. And then now that they've introduced this arc with Jukebox, I can see Jukebox smoking her, to be real. Like I think that would be because remember she said something to her to the effect of, I love Kanan and Kanan loves you. Some when she brought that part of the game into it, I said, okay, she's gonna smoke her. Like that's what's gonna happen because I think Chris is gonna do something that's gonna potentially wedge or at least present herself as a wedge between her relationship with Kanan. And we know how it is at this time. Although we do know the future, we know now that no one means more to Jukebox than Kanan. And if Crystal ever presents a threat or poses him a danger, maybe that he doesn't see, I can see Juke get completely taking her off the board. So I think she's cool for now. But by like episode 6, 7, definitely 8. I don't see her going past 8, but like right around there, I think it's a wrap for Crystal. And I think Juke could be
That's different because before I was like, oh, this is Kanan's Renee. Every night I wonder why my shorty had to die. This is Kanan's Renee. He gonna be crying about his shorty and it's gonna toughen him up. This is his Lost Boys moment. But I was like, maybe it's not. Maybe this is a moment for him to find out and for Juke to find out, helping you not who you said you are, and now I gotta take you out because it's one thing to mess with me, but you're messing with Kanan. I'll be here for that. Shoot her now. B, what about you? How are you feeling about Crystal and these broken promises? Because girl, you sent them folks to beat me up.
Promises. First, Rudy, good take. I didn't think about the Juke taking out Crystal. That's interesting. That may happen, but at the same time, I'm thinking, is she going to take out 2 people this season because of how it ended? But no, we'll see. That would be a lot. But let me clarify, Tyra. I am not Team Crystal. I respect the fact that she did apologize. It's better than nothing. I mean, it's the least that she can do. I'm not expecting Juke to be like, oh, we're going to be best friends. That would make me cancel the show if Juke did that. That would be ridiculous. But no, I don't trust her either. Crystal may be an opportunity to like, okay, I don't know if it's genuine because she could just be like, I'm here now. I want to be with Kanan. I really do like him, or I'm just trying to manipulate him. I don't know yet. But her doing this, pulling a Trojan horse is the best thing for her, if she is trying to be next to Kanan, because it wouldn't work if just Juke hated her. But she could be being honest. About the whole Butter thing, I'm disappointed how they kind of just skip past that. I was really, really looking forward to, how that was going to pop off, but they just kind of concluded that quite fast. But going back to Crystal, yeah, I'm not Team Crystal. I don't trust her, but
Mm.
Her apology is better than nothing. And if it is 100%, I mean, if it is genuine, I mean, it's the first step of many that she needed to take.
I don't know. Rudy just messed up the game because I thought they was gonna try to endear Crystal to us, get us to like her, so they can take her out. If Juke shoots her because she a liar, deceiver, heartbreaker, oh, that'll make my day. Thank you so much for the super chat. Snaps and Pops probably got half the police department on payroll. They've been in the game too long not to have eyes on the inside. Psycho Juke is lit. Absolutely. Yeah, I caught that when they walked out and it was like, yeah, we keep them, palms greased so they don't bother us. Rightfully so, but just how deep does that run and how much control do y'all have? Will y'all try to utilize those cops, for other nefarious purposes? I'm wondering. I don't know. But thank you so much for the super chat. Most definitely appreciate that. DeMarcus, what you got going on with the $5? Thank you. Lulu and Imani could try to recruit Crystal to help be real. Oh, Lord. I saw you comment down at DeMarcus about what if she try to rub up on Berilla. Child, Crystal, if it is, that'll prove to us that she is absolutely an opportunist and she's looking, for the higher ranking to get her where she needs to be, especially if it comes to singing. That's really her avenue. So she'll definitely trump a Berilla over a Crystal. But if that results in her getting shot, I don't think she have to do something pretty bad to get shot. pretty bad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. Let me get this one here. Marvin's tussle with the husband is a reminder of what irritated me about hood cats in the 90s trying to be hood tough with train killers and got cut up. Oh, we gonna get to Marvin because Marvin, we ain't going nowhere without the blicky. Absolutely not. We just not. We not. I'm taking it in. You ain't got to pull it out and wave it around, but I'm taking it in just for those purposes. Over there, listen in the jukebox. Oh, we got Lulu here. Lulu's I'm looking for a new love. Lulu got a new love, y'all. Now, it is, we don't get automatically into the new love interest realm as soon as we meet her. She comes in, she's helping. I'm trying to help with B really, take him to the next level as far as marketing, getting his music out to the masses. You don't need no help. I got it by myself. I don't need no. I was like, Lulu, it's pipe down, Lulu. You just sat in the chair, Lulu. You just sat in the chair, Lulu. But we can clearly see what she's here as. I want to go and skip the pleasantries. How long we think she gonna survive? She gonna make it through the season? Because anybody Lulu likes, they dying, they moving away, and that goes for Lulu, goes for Marvin, goes for Rock. They're not allotted to have love interests on a permanent basis. They're here for a season, gone tomorrow, whether that's by their own, will or somebody's blicky. And B Rilla's still there. I thought the whole sit down last episode when we got into the Jewish executive absolutely telling B Rilla where to rob him and what time to be there because we got money in the couches. We would never put anything. And I was like, sir, too much information. So he can have money to, get out of the situation. Yet and still, he's still moving with Lulu. And I want to know why Lulu is being so passive. Man, he told me he was going to such and such house, but he's still here. Yeah, why is he still allowed to be there? Artist or not, he's a liability and he's a loose cannon. So that's definitely not a safe situation. Brandon, I'm gonna come to you. What do you think about Imani as this new love interest? Because she on Lulu hard. She would have sat on it in the bar if he let her. We already know what she here for. And how do you feel about Berilla still living with Lulu?
Yeah, Berilla can kick rocks. He tripping. I mean, you do all this hustling and bustling in the office and F you, and you ain't Barry Gordy, and he gives you another advance, and you want to still stay with Lulu because you're lonely. I mean, come on, like you're supposed to be Berilla, the tough rapper, and all this, and you can't be by yourself. That's I don't know. I don't think that's PTSD from prison. But this nice chocolate drop right here. I don't know. You're right, Tyra. We do know why we're here. There is probably going to be a smash session or two. And I'm not necessarily saying I want to see it. Maybe if it was Marvin, because I kind of have fun joking around, with him and with his dates and ladies and stuff. But this one, I mean, I don't hate Lulu, but at the same time, I'm just, he's there. What I really want to know is, I don't know if I trust her more than Crystal. They could really just flip it on us, and she could, I don't know, she could be doing something sinister. And that would be exciting. But I don't know if she's just there for a temporary love interest or she's the spawn of Satan or anywhere in between. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm not excited about it, but we'll see.
I don't know, B, she feel like one of those do-gooders. I'm here with good, Renee. I'm just here, I want to help. Then they catch a stray. Like it's just you get away from the Thomas family. Rudy, what about you? Do you think that Imani will survive throughout the season? How do you feel about her introduction, as well as B Rilla still living with Lulu?
You know what? I think Imani's as safe as Lulu's proximity to the game.
Okay.
So so long, I mean, like so long as Lulu stays like in this square space, no pun intended, and he's just like operating as a civilian and all that, I think she's fine. She could have an ulterior motive as far as like working. We do know that they're gonna eventually, get together and do the thing. You know how it go, but I think that that's only gonna increase their work relationship. I truly think the misnomer in all of this is B Rilla. Like the biggest danger to her really isn't the Thomas family, but it's B Rilla because he's gonna do the dummy, and I hate I missed it with you guys because I'm like when he said that when I'm talking about when Lowell said that about the money in the house, I said, "Oh, he's gonna
Crazy.
rob this dude." I said he was in for our robbery. Like, they're setting up the whole thing. They don't waste dialogue, so I'm like, he's definitely gonna rob him. So insofar that happens, and like if she finds out about it or gets wind about it and tries to, potentially jeopardize his freedom, I can see something like that going down. Like B Rilla is the biggest threat to her safety or her lifespan in the Powerverse. But I think as far as Lulu, I mean, he's due for some happiness. We saw him go literally to hell and back all last season. So I'm here for her in the short term from that point. But and then too, Rilla living with Lulu. Believe it or not, I guess I'm cool with it on up until he does the dummy, but I'm cool with it for now because so long as he's with Lou, he's not going to do anything stupid, at least perceivably. And they've already said he's like, look, I can't have no. What did Lou say? I can't have no like setbacks or something like that with him. As far as him like him crashing out, so he does know. Like although he has the money, that's cool for him. But it's like if he goes by himself, he's definitely going to do something stupid. So it's like, in order for me to keep my position secure, we didn't got a second advance from Lowell. I need to keep him around. We got this lady now, so I think he keeps him around, but don't keep Rilla next to Imani because that's where the danger is going to come into play.
I see y'all in the chat. Y'all know Lou got that lazy D. We ain't even finna get. We're not gonna get into that. I want some love scenes. I ain't asked for one for Lulu. Like who asked for that? Y'all crazy in the chat. I see you too. B talking about she was sent by Unique. At this point, who knows? Ashley,
Hey.
how are you feeling about this? This new love interest, Imani, and B Rilla still ain't moved out.
So here's the thing. She gives me Gemma vibes from The Shy. She gives me Franklin Saint's baby mama from Snowfall. There's something about her that's just not. It gives very much you need me. I'm gonna make your life better, Lulu. You're gonna take this. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to make of her yet. It would be dope if she was like an undercover agent and she had her own secret motivation. I'd be here for that. But Lulu, no woman is safe in the company of Lulu. And as far as B Rilla, I don't know why he's there. Every song is about unaliving somebody. Or stealing from somebody. Call a paramedic. Like B Real is probably because it's so obvious to me. Like it's very much in my face that he is going to help send Lulu back to AA again. I feel like it's going to drive him back to the bottle. I think it's going to be compounded by whatever happens to Marvin. I don't like this proximity, and I'm wondering why he wants to get close, so close to Lulu. And then I also didn't like when Kanan pops up. I think that's I didn't like them even passing in that way because it makes me feel like we're going to see something between them later on, speaking to Rilla and Kanan. But I mean, we'll see. Imani's a beautiful girl. Let's see what Lulu does. The other thing I don't like is don't play on a Chocolatey Sisters top, sir. Because all them other ones, all the others.
He like him a Latin.
Now being kind, trying to wine and dine, and you giving her pushback. Don't play in her face like this. Don't do that.
No, he like it. Lulu, I want to make a record. I'm trying to be famous. I can sing too. He likes some of that. You already know. Don't. Hey, we ain't seen Lulu with no chocolate. Give him a little time to cook. He been through a whole lot. But yeah, it's the I don't need no help. I was like, Lulu, you literally just got here. You just got here. Take all the look. Even when the dude was like, you know what, yo, she kind of like a big deal. Like she's really like, yeah, I don't need nobody. You hired me for a job. Lulu, please. I will say that that record exec, he's very smart, but the least smart thing you could have done was get over there and tell that man you have money under your mattress. Now, when we're talking about Lulu rolling on over into maybe a relapse situation, I think this is what it's gonna be. Because you can't tell me Famous not dead. At this point, I'm not even like, is Famous dead? No. Who killed Famous is where I'm at right about now. Because he clearly gone. He is gone. We get confirmation where he's like, yeah, sis said he ain't nowhere down there in Cali. Kanan, she sounds worried. Kanan's even like, yeah, I ain't heard nothing. I don't know. Bing, bang, boom. I think Famous is dead. I don't think we're gonna roll up on Famous off. What y'all think? He offshore somewhere sipping a Mai Tai? Famous is dead. My only question is who would have killed Famous? And like I said earlier, as Marvin was picking up Lulu from rehab, and it's just like he spoke on Famous and spoke on situations, spoke on snitching, and if that and the third, and if they ever thought that he was a liability and he would snitch, they have taken out, people closest to them, for less, even when they didn't even do nothing. So I don't put nothing past them to have to shoot Famous. I really don't like the note of us getting such an intricate character maybe killed off on screen or kind of closing him off in that way. But I do understand that there is something going on with this apart from this show that is affecting maybe the writing here. I'm not really sure, but I think Famous is dead. Ashley, I'm gonna come to you first because I know you was holding out, thinking we was gonna roll up on Famous. How do you feel about Famous at this point?
I'm going to be the odd duck and say that I'm hoping and praying and interceding for my brother Famous. I hope that he's alive, but it doesn't look promising. I didn't like hearing about the conversation with the sister. Yeah, she's scared. Mama done got the police. And if I said, well, if the police couldn't find him before, how are they gonna find him now? But I mean, more than likely, he is gone on to be with the Lord. But I really hope he's alive. It would be great to see him by the end of the season just pop up on the scene and turn state's evidence like I think he is. He probably is in WITSEC. So I'm going to keep hope alive and say that Famous is still living and we will see him by the end of the season. I don't want to see a young brother go out like that. I don't.
So it was all like for show when the cop rolled up on Kanan was like, where's Famous? They already know where Famous is.
No, baby, because if it's WITSEC, he wouldn't know, right?
Oh,
he wouldn't know necessarily. That could be a completely separate entity.
Rudy, where's Famous?
Man, Famous is he's in your local cemetery. He's 6 feet under. He's being consumed by the worm ship. He's out of there, man. He's done. But I will say, as far as to who may have taken Famous off of the board, and I did a video on this recently. I think initially I'm like, okay, I think it may have been Rock. Rock is not like out of the question when it comes to taking his friends out. And if she got wind of her own cohort, Scrap, seasons ago, thinking he was doing something, just sitting in the office, in the police station, and she took him out just off of thinking it. And it's like I mentioned this in the video, in Biggie's 10 Crack Commandments, when people think you're snitching, they ain't trying to listen. You know how it goes. So it's like I thought just off of the strength of the thought, perhaps she could be involved in it. And then I started watching more. I'm like, okay, well, we did see Lulu. Lulu seems to be the one that's caping the hardest for. Oh no, he's holding out hope. He's okay.
Emotional,
I don't know. He's this. He's that.
He knows. And deep down, he's like, he's
dead. Yeah. I think it's like it's in his psyche, and it doesn't make sense from a chronology standpoint because Lulu was under rehabilitation at this time, so he wasn't even in the state to carry out a hit on Famous if that was the case, and that only leaves Marvin, and Marvin has echo the same kind of sentiment of, oh, hey, I heard this, or hey, I heard that. And then too, I thought, well, if Marvin did it, the only thing that kind of trumps my thinking in that is Marvin was really under the watchful eye of the feds. You remember towards the end of last season. So I'm like, that may have drawn a little too much heat. Remember, because it wasn't just the feds that were looking into, it wasn't just the NYPD that was looking into Famous. It was the feds too. They were kind of working together, saying, hey, do you have something on this person who we're also looking into, who was Malcolm Howard, right? So I'm thinking, because they started us off with a flashback, when it comes time to address the Famous thing, we're going to see another flashback where he's in the office. Remember, last time he was in the office, I'm saying the office, but the interrogation room, we didn't see Famous, like we didn't see his response to their inquiries. We saw him ask for a lawyer, and then it cut to the next scene, where Rock was dealing with the next problem. So I'm thinking we're going to get another flashback, and that will be the telltale sign of what his response was, and then what the reaction was from the hood. I was thinking maybe if it's not any of the Thomases, when the only one who could really be is Rock, then maybe Freddie's people, or even more insidiously, Famous himself.
Oh no.
Could have buckled under that pressure, because I thought to myself, well, hey, if I got the weight of the world, and that's really the 411 song is nothing but him hashing out the weight of the world, and that's why it resonated so hard. But it's like he could have buckled under that same pressure. And then I was like, okay, well, when Lulu turns off the radio, it's because of that dark place that he was in when he was helping create that song with Famous, and not necessarily because he had something to do with his disappearance. But if he feels deep down that he's disappeared, then he can't entertain that song in that vibration any longer. It's going to bring him back to a like you say, to a relapse.
I think this would be the catalyst more than anything, because he's like, he knows deep down when he's been through this enough, like he just can't admit it to himself now. And I see y'all being real interesting in the chat. A lot of you do think that he may be in witness protection, and a couple of you do think that he's dead. Even DeMarcus here said, what if Ronnie smoked? I mean, Ronnie was all wrapped up in Juliana getting them dry humps on the couch, so I don't know when he would have had time. Thank you, DeMarcus. B, what about you? How are you feeling about Famous? I don't know. Do you think he's alive or in witness protection?
Well, first I have to address what you said. I didn't think about it, Tyra. I think you may about that it could be them trying to work out something with his contract, or that's always a possibility. That did not cross my mind. So great job there. And Rudy, I agree with you as far as the flashback. I think we are going to get some type of flashback, because I was thinking that. But I don't think he's dead. I think he's alive, and I don't think Rock did it. I think he is afraid, somewhere hiding out. I don't think it's witness protection. I'm not making a joke, but I think he's in like a halfway house, crack house somewhere, hiding under the stairs, like for real. Or he may be like at a storage facility, renting out one of those, just stuck in there because he doesn't know what's going to happen or who's after him. I just don't think he's dead. That would killing him off screen like this, or even if they showed it in flashbacks, would piss off everybody. I mean, man, and I think they have more sense than that. So that doesn't even, no, I don't think that's happening at all. But Famous is alive. I am predicting that we are going to find out what happens to him by the end of episode 6, and it's going to have our jaws on the ground.
That's so distinctive. BY episode 6.
I'm just
just guessing. Well, we most definitely have over 125 people in here. Be sure to hit that like button and show us some love. I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that, and we're going to come right back. R.I.P. Famous. We go.
You can come up with the answers, baby. It's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, girl? It's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell so good, would you still hug me? If I got locked up and sentenced to a quarter century, could I count on you to be there to support me mentally? If I went back to a hoopty for my bands, would you poof and disappear like some of my friends? If I was hit and I was hurt, would you be by my side? If it was time to put in work, would you be down to ride? I doubt, kill a nigga, cat, chill and drive. I'm asking questions to find out how you feel inside. If I ain't back, I flip burgers at Burger King. Would you be ashamed to tell your friends you're feeling me? In the bed, if I use my tongue, would you like that? If I wrote you a love letter, would you write back? If we can have a little drink, a nightcap. We can go do what you like, I know you like that. Girl, it's easy to love me now.
I'm telling you, Ash, I'm gonna go back and remix it so we can hear. I love you like a fat kid love cake. You know my style. I say anything. I feel like we missing that. Thank you. I see y'all all in that chat. Somebody saying, I think Howard killed Famous. Y'all going all off in there. We're gonna see, but I really would like for Famous to be alive for us to at least get closure if we're gonna take him out in any kind of way that they can under the circumstances. Rock said it's too late. It's too late for all the time. The Reaper, everybody is rolling up on Mama. She has the cancer. She made the announcement last episode, and we see how Rock acted. Like, it's very much a trigger response. What I love most about this, because I don't want to stay with this woman. We don't like this woman. I don't care what she got. I do like that Rock can kind of see it in her face that you are your mother. Unfortunately, as far as Kanan is concerned, it all kind of repeated itself. And, here we are to where you have done too many things to me for me to ever go back and see you as anything that you were before. And there is a sense of it kind of being too late, and it kind of felt like a revelation for Rock. Like, is it too late for me to rekindle anything that I ever had with Kanan before now? But you can tell that she's hurting. I do like these moments with Rock because you kind of see her revert kind of more into a little girl, because she's very stern, very strong when it comes to everything. But this situation, the voice got the crack, and I was like, "Is your voice cracking, Raquel?" She's just like, "Yeah, it's too late for all of that forgiveness and all of that." I really would love to know in detail exactly what the mom did besides, being neglectful. We did hear her say, you was knocking our head between the washer and dryer. Like, we just not, but it just seems like a whole lot in the mom just saying, y'all always blame me for everything, whether it was our circumstances, your dad, you never gave any accountability to him. And when I did try to roll back up and pick myself up to be a mother to you, y'all was, it was too late. Y'all really had your ways about me. But I will be happy when we get all Miss Mama in the ground with the dirt on top of the casket. Ashley, are you here for the mother in these conversations?
No, never. I never will be. And this spoke to Miss Joyce's true character, even in this moment, even in her last and final days, Lord. She's like, what about me? Who's gonna love me? I need it. Who's gonna take care of me? It took me back to Precious. It took me back to a place I didn't want to go back to, Tyra.
Oh, Lord.
Because really at this moment, this should have been the time that you're really throwing yourself at your daughter's feet, at your children's feet, and really apologizing and say, baby, I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but no, it's still about Joyce. Joyce is about Joyce. And I agree with you, Tyra. This was definitely a parallel to what Rock is going through with Kanan now. But I think it gives Rock the benefit of potentially changing some things, girl. Because at the end of the day, we know that Rock loves Kanan in the way that she knows how to love. But seeing the type of upbringing she had where her mom clearly abdicated her responsibilities and left the raising of the children to Rock, I think this is a golden opportunity. Now, what Rock does with it, that'll be interesting to see, or if she chooses to take any action based on this. But no, it's too late for Joyce. Rock is gonna cry and she'll mourn her and be sad, but it's done. I mean, even when Rock is saying, you left and I stood up and I had to take care of everybody, we saw Joyce say, well, if I asked Marvin, he'd say he stood up and he did it. If I asked whatever. So it's like, Joyce, were you even there? Do you even know what happened? I think she really, what's the word, dissociated or something. It seems like she completely just abandoned everything once her husband died. And we even find out she was a bad wife. What? I
You
do.
feel sorry for her, just
No, I don't give a damn. I don't. But I do think Rock is too big and grown and knows how life is for her to be coming with this energy. But it makes sense. If we look at Kanan holding a grudge, he got it from his mama. He got it honest.
I don't know. I'm never gonna like this character just for what we've seen from her before, but I did feel a little, a little not heartstring, but when she said I didn't know what to do once that situation happened with your dad, and I retreated and turned into this mother that y'all clearly couldn't stand. And by the time I tried to come back, it was just too late. But there just didn't really seem to be any room with all of the blame for what he did to himself. Y'all acted like it was my fault. Rudy?
Mama Joyce has been very reprehensible in her time on this show. This is something I remember saying with you guys when we first learned of this cancer diagnosis. But just like many things on the show, she's a proxy for the lessons that Rock really needs to catch. And forgiveness is a major theme that they're running here, because now the very forgiveness that she's refusing from her dying mother, she's going to be pursuing from her son. And we can see, I'm so glad, Tyra, that you brought up that quote when she said, by the time I was ready to try, y'all were done with me. Y'all had washed your hands of me, right? But remember, right after that, we see Rock going to this denial, like she's shaking her head, like, no, no, as if to say, no, I still have time. I still have time to make it right. And then remember when her mother, right after that, said, when you're dying, all you got is time to think. Do you know what it feels like to be to be dying and to feel like no one's gonna miss you or no one's gonna, something to that effect. And all I could think about in that moment was this is where Rock spiritually is and literally is with her son. She has done a lot of reprehensible things to him, things that he's not going to forgive her for, at least foreseeably. And he's in a space now where it's talking about, like, again, the show is raising Kanan, but now Kanan's raising himself. So everything that he's going to learn going forward isn't necessarily going to be from his mother. Now the game is raising him and putting imparting knowledge and wisdom and pearls and nuggets onto him that doesn't have anything to do. Like his mother is showing him a lot just by how she is, her way, how she orchestrates certain things, from a slick perspective or from just, from a strategic perspective. But he doesn't, everything he gets now is going to be just from the external factors from his mom, outside of his mom rather. So I think that it was an awakening moment. It was a tragic moment for the character, but more so for Rock, because this is where Rock sees herself in pending times, if she doesn't make things right. And I mean, how do you make right lying to your son about the identity of his father and then taking him out? Trying to have your son take out his father. It's like she's done things that it really ain't no fixing. So I think she'll learn more lessons going forward from her before she finally croaks in this.
I tried, but when she put that gun in the backpack, I was like, all right, we can't Rock. We be trying with you, but yeah, I think another notch for Kanan is her not, at least now we not mother and son, whatever. That's on pause. You said we were partners, and you're not even telling me the honesty, like what's going on with the product and him doubling up on the price. So yeah, I think all the bridges are really burning with Kanan. B, what about you? Is it too late for Mama Joyce?
I wouldn't say that, but Rock does suck. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. She's horrible. I was furious with her and all of her energy in the scene right here, because what is Joyce supposed to do? Get mad? What, you gonna tell us you down over some pot roast and cornbread and collard greens? Like, I mean, how is she supposed to tell you? I mean, she did a great job to me. She wasn't asking for forgiveness. She wasn't asking for sympathy, empathy. She wasn't making any excuses. She would just let her know that I'm dying. And I mean, I don't understand. Was she gonna call you, text you, send an email? How was she supposed to say anything? And the way the Rock acted in this episode, in the last episode, really did piss me off. It did. Now, also, Ashley, you did make a good point, because I did not, about her saying, "What about me?" and the precious thing. I didn't look at it that way. So, good observation. I honestly thought that she wasn't making an excuse. I thought she was explaining her behavior in the past. Like, I was young and this was my mindset. I was only thinking about me. She didn't say the words like "I'm wrong" and "my bad," but I kind of took it as she was apologizing without apologizing. The words are appreciated, but it could go either way. I was kind of convinced that Joyce is the trying to turn over a new leaf. Not saying that it should be granted to her, but I have a different perspective now. She could be being selfish. I don't know. But Rock still sucks though. More. I'm Team Joyce over Team Rock. Because being neglecting your children is bad, but what we don't know anything else that she's done. But Rock has just done too many things that surpasses Joyce's behavior. Joyce may not have been the best mother, but Rock is an awful mother, awful person, just in general. So
I don't know, B. I feel like we still have an open situation to explore, because I really want to know what and why Rock had to have that early on aborting of the mission, and whose baby was it? Like, I don't know. I'm hoping it ain't go where I don't want it to go there, but I want to know like what that was when her mom took her to the little like yeah, it wasn't even this nice. It was some little dungeon of a place for me to get that kind of procedure. Like what happened?
I can see Rock being kind of the pray the gay away type of parent. I'm not saying that she did that, that exact thing, but I can kind of see at the worst, I can kind of see her, with that level of energy and how that can cause some issues in a child's development. Um,
I'm just gonna wait B because she still hasn't said what her father looks like to her, and I'm hoping it don't go over there. But I'm just saying it is an option. I just never know with these shows. But we didn't get when Kanan was doing his project. She was like, "Well, you didn't ask me," and it was like, "Well, yeah, I got everything I needed to get from Uncle Lou and everybody else." Like, Rock, what do you think about the father? Go ahead, Rudy.
Now, real quick to your point, Ty, and I don't want to cut you off, but you remember Rock in that same conversation did say I was his favorite. She did say that.
Yeah.
Is if that's what you're alluding to, and I when she said, I was like,
I'm just thinking about it. I really don't want it to go over there, but it has been on my mind since she was like, "Yeah, this is not my first time." And I was like,
yeah.
"Well, you had to be, like what? When was it, and why, and whose baby was it?" Thank you so much, Gemini Dunn, for the $5. The issue with the Thomas family starts with Mama Thomas. Rock emotional because their mom neglected her kids. They needed the mom, and she left. Yeah, I think it's a combination of the dad and the mama. It's just they didn't come from good cloth, and it's a ripple effect through this whole little poor family. Kanan never stood a chance, and we knew that first season. First season, I don't know what Rock was trying to break the cycle. Girl, you tried. Let's get into Thanos. you niggas you niggas out here collecting stones. Now y'all take that with a grain of salt. Y'all know I don't be over there in the Marvel streets. I'm a DC girl, so I don't know what happened when that man snapped his fingers or why. But it's infamous at this point. I just put this on here. Unique Thanos methods. He wants his revenge. I'm the king. More of the repetitive things that we are getting from Unique. I'm the I'm gonna set everything on fire, burn everything down. This, that, and the third. Anybody who is a common enemy, as far as Rock is concerned, is a friend. And we get into some gunfire this episode. Now we pull this crash dummy back here out of nowhere. I was like, we could at least let him catch a few bodies before he went down in the warehouse, yo. He gets in there and dies immediately. But we have Unique here on this crusade, just collecting what seems to be any information or intel that I have on, or anything that Rock, any Marvin, your little everybody has done. I'm going down and I'm collecting everyone to get into this revenge. Unique in this. I don't know why. Like, I really wanted him to try Marvin when he came on down to the mechanic shop with Early Tyler, because he was talking all of that. Yeah, I'm burning things. Everybody going to die. Da, da, da. And Early Tyler's like, well, yeah, if you really mean that, here's your chance. Marvin's out there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lay low for a little while longer. I was like, well, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. But I mean, at least it's starting and we're actually executing it and trying to hit every single angle as far as Raquel and the business is concerned to take her down. But I'm not going to front. Unique is annoying as hell because it's not just like he's taking, it's very like scorn ex lover. Yeah, you effing her now. Yeah, how it tastes. Yeah, like what? Sir, y'all wouldn't even like that. Y'all lay down a couple times before, stuff hit the fan. Like, relax. But I mean, I guess I really, really want to be here for Unique. I really want to like this, but in my heart of hearts, I'm like, if we were gonna do this, I would have preferred that we kept Ronnie for just a little bit longer. If we could have kept Ronnie for a little bit longer, as demented as Ronnie was, it was already kind of set, and it feels like we had to regress Unique completely to get him here, to have him probably have a full circle moment towards the end of this season and get him back to the Unique that we already knew. What I can say was at least he wasn't outside of Panessa's holding up a boombox at this. I mean, at least we didn't get that. But yeah, he's trying to burn it all down. Ashley?
So here's the thing. Like, people was in the comments last time we talked about this, right? At the beginning.
Yes.
and said he's got a TBI. It's a traumatic brain injury. He's not the same. So you mean to tell me he's reckless? He's doing all these things. He's got enough sense not to unalive Marvin, but he's controlled by rage. But he's got enough sense and wherewithal and self control not to do that. I just need some of this to make sense. You go in there and you blow away everybody. Did you take anything? Like, you literally are a jilted lover. That's exactly what he is. He is a scorned man, honey. He just want Rock to pay. I just gotta make her pay. I don't give a damn about anything else. Burn it all down. It doesn't matter. I just want to get it back in blood. For why, sir? You remember so much and don't remember. She ain't do nothing to you, Unique. Go ahead.
No.
Something safe to do. Go be a father to your children. Go see about Pernessa. Go knock her down. That might release some of that tension and stress he's got. Go do that, Unique. Go move with some purpose and intention. I could make it make sense if these were if these were moves that would be building his empire. At this point, he's just complete and utter destruction without a plan to rebuild, in my mind, as far as what I've seen. This is all a vendetta, all revenge with no ultimate purpose. And to me, it's raggedy because Rock ain't did nothing to you to deserve all this. I mean, not currently. I mean, you know,
Why?
you know.
I just want to know why we can remember everything else except that. Except that. I was cool when he rolled up on that Italian man's wife and was like, yeah, so we got it. I was like, okay, what exactly doesn't he remember when it comes to everything else? But with Rock, there seems to be an exception. He seems to remember everything else besides sleeping with Rock. What? B, how do you feel about Unique at this point?
Yeah, I agree. This sucks. They have taken one of my favorite characters and turned him into my least favorite because this is just random and wild for no reason at all. I mean, Ashley's right. You know, like, why are you doing this? There's no plan. You don't love her. Now, if Pernissa was going around behind your back, smashing your enemy and stealing your money, I can understand you going around being reckless. That would make much more sense because y'all have history. But Rock was just a knockdown. I mean, she was just convenient, you know, what do y'all say, punani or whatever. So
it was a juicy knockdown, B.
Yeah. And it's just I'm not buying the whole PTSD or whatever the other term acronym is. It just doesn't make sense. It's too random. It's not consistent, you know. And no, I don't want you saying he's right one day and then off the next day. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. This, I don't know. I guess they ran out of ideas and they chose this one, but I don't like it and they need to fix it.
I would, if they 100% committed to it, that would be fine. If he was just moving on his own validity, I can't go back and try to retrace that. You mean to tell me you can remember this little, whatever this man name is up here in the corner, to go all the way back to Jersey? Like, yeah, you remember that time when she said I was taking up? Like, you remember that. You remember the Italian woman, but we don't remember, hey, I made a little mans with Raquel. We was actually hunching once upon a time. Rudy?
All right, so a couple of things. It's first of all, the TBI piece. I think they kind of greatly exaggerated the effects of what that would be, because it is selective chaos. I do agree with y'all. The chaos is selective, and when you have a TBI, it's supposed to be a constant. Like, if you feel like Rock is the enemy and Marv is right there, and you feel like you can sneak him, wouldn't have been no man. I'm gonna come out. But no, though, it's no Carmelo Anthony pump fakes in that situation. You're coming out, you're gonna snuff him. He know he can't take Marvin, so we know that you're half crazy right now. You're not for real crazy. And the fact that he's strategic thinking, even the earlier episode, remember we saw Unique giving money to Pernessa. He was leaving her money, he's leaving his kid. You know, so he knows certain things, and he's subject to certain things. But to the interesting piece about him and Rock, so it is Joe to Lover stuff, but I'm gonna tell y'all, go back to the first episode. There was a scene in there, and it's a flashback, mind you, right? Mm-hmm. But remember when Early Tyler finds him and they take him to go lay him down, Early lays him down on the bed, not to sound like crazy, but he lays him down, right? And he leaves him, and Unique he's muttering certain things to himself. And one thing he says is, you know, tell her I love her though. He confessed right there. He was talking about Rock. He confessed that there's a love existing in him from Rock, which is why he's hurt by the fact, or even the thought. Now, this is where the TBI thing come into play. He's hurt by the thought that she would betray him, knowing that they were once an item. He was laying up with her, and in that time, maybe she didn't necessarily love him, but he definitely had feelings for her. And I think they put the pregnancy piece in there to compound this sentiment right here, the fact that there was a love, and they wanted to get that out before us, so we can know. So just as a justification, I ain't saying that it's sticking. I'm just saying this is how they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? So you strategic enough to go sit with the Basellis. You go sit with the Basellis, knowing that you had a prior relationship with them. And two, I like this episode. They showed that he's not the boogeyman. See, his brother was the boogeyman. When Ronnie came on the block, you felt like, okay, 1, 2, Ronnie's coming for you. It's a whole thing. Unique ain't the boogeyman. He was never the hustler that Ronnie was, so he can't be the shadow, that scary figure, the tormentor that Ronnie was to a degree. So I like this episode that they showed he was just a man. He's immortal. They shooting at him and he running and he's cowering and
it's like, what did you expect?
Yeah, it's like okay, he's just a man. So now he's going. We saw him going to appeal to other people because he knows, okay, I'm not who I think I am. Even in my twisted, scrambled brain, I'm not who I think I am. And I think they're just using the Baselli, the former Baselli Association, to segue the relationship with his wife over to the guy. I forget his name, but he played in The Wire. He was like the direct conduit to the Greek, that character from season 2 of The Wire. But he's, they're going to get to him because he's the New Jersey boss in Baselli's absence. And I remember like early on introducing new characters, they kind of showed this guy. So they're using all this so he can have an association with him, so he can use him as like an ally. But Unique is not who we think he is, or who he's been, been purported to be to us,
Rudy, if we go into the next 2 episodes and he going to the tailor, getting his jacket or his gold jacket, don't give me that. This should be a shell. We shouldn't even see any hints of Unique. He should be a whole new person. It's still there. I think we're gonna have Unique end up right, like still, smooth fur jackets. Like it's gonna be right back there. So I'm like, why would we play with this thing of his mind being altered? Like y'all playing with us as an audience right about now. Thank you so much, Jonah Dunn, for the $5. Psycho, Unique, just Miss Rock, Cat. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just too potent, Early Tyler didn't listen to the doctor who made it clear Unique not the same. His memory a bit altered. I mean, selectively, but sure. Sure. It seems only altered when it comes to Rock. It seems in place with everybody else. Like, we're gonna see, but yeah, don't play with us as an audience. If we're gonna commit to him being insane in the membrane, let's go all the way. Don't have it just be when it comes to Rock, especially behind some cat. You're supposed to be an OG. Like, what we doing? Marvin, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, Marvin. Oh, Marvin, why would you bring this snake? This seems so contrived to me when he was like, that advice, and since you was just that good of people, I'm gonna bring you all down here to Stefano and vouch for you. Why? Why? This just I don't know what's taking so long for them to find that, I'm a top earner. When we gonna find that black ball man on the floor so we can get to that? I don't know. Maybe he's still laid out in the middle of the damn pool hall. We haven't got there yet to know how Stefano would feel about Marvin moving on his own energy and taking that man out. But we compile that and we have Stefano go, okay, if this is what we're doing, do know if you are vouching for him, I'm gonna put this on you. He good. Okay, where? This seems very shoehorned in. It would be different if we had heard of some dealings to think that Marvin was also trusting of Early here to present him in that way. But it just never gave that. So now it just feels like we are compounding things on for Marvin to not make it through the season. Rudy, I'm going to come to you first. How are you feeling about Marvin? What Stefano said, and Early Ty kind of playing both sides. Is he going to tell Marvin, Unique is running around doing y'all dirty, or is he going to keep his mouth shut?
I think eventually he's going to capitulate, but I think Marvin is doing this as a maneuver to kind of control his loyalty. I think Marvin, not that they've like suggested this, But I think Marvin knows early, and he knows that he has a price. So it's like he understands that this is someone who, if I keep him close enough, remember what his sister told him, hey, put some money into this, find out what's going on. So I think this is Marvin's way of kind of trying to keep the guy who always is in the mix of what's going on, who's in the know, to keep tabs on him, keep him closer, and then to keep him owing him a favor. I think Marvin understands how early moves. So he's like, hey, if I keep him owing me something, I'm eventually going to run into this information or get what I'm trying to get. As far as the guy he killed previously, if you remember, he was on the phone with Stefano. So he did tell him how it went down as far as like knocking him off the board. He told him, like, remember I think it was right before Juka came in from the army or one of them situations. But he did stuff. So Stefano knew that he had killed that guy. So he's kind of killing two birds with one stone. He's like, I'm gonna make it right with Stefano by putting somebody in place, while at the same time, juicing for information because he owes me now. I think it's one of those type of situations.
Let me get this super chat from Rod, who said, ha ha, yeah. Thank you so much, Jeezy Boys. Definitely appreciate you, Rod. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for joining us. Ashley, I'm going to come to you next. What do you think about it? It just felt like a nail in Marvin's coffin when he said, all right, if you putting this man down, I'm going to, you're vouching for him? Like, oh yeah, Early is good people. He can be trusted when we absolutely know he can't because he's lying right now. Unique is literally in the back. Is he going to keep his mouth shut? Is he going to choose sides and go, well, hey, because we do know that he's a snake. He's about his business. If he does feel like Marvin and Stefano or whatever that is, it's a better deal. All right, Marvin, let me tell you about Unique and maybe what's going on there. Or is he going to keep his mouth shut?
This is going to result in disaster, Tyra. There's no getting out of this. This was a setup, like you said. This was actually easy, and I'm like, why would y'all spoon feed us? We didn't need this, but yeah, early Tyler, whatever his name is a Decepticon, and we already know he's under the thumb of Unique. He's probably lightweight scared of Unique, especially how he's moving right now. So he's going to be at Unique's behest, and once he finds out, oh yeah, Uncle Tony brought me in, Marvin referred me, you know what I mean? And the fact that Marvin is sitting here just as delusional as he want to be, right? Crossover ain't nothing but a double cross. We learned that in the 5 Heartbeats, sir. Always gonna be smoke in the city. I need Marvin to grow a brain because I loved him last season, and the way that Marvin is moving nowadays, it's sending me. He signed his writ at this point. He's on his way out. It might be by Uncle Tony's hands. Like, this is the worst possible decision you could ever make. And the fact that he blatantly said it, and if something goes wrong, Marvin, the blood's on your hands. Like, you got to pay the price for that. Oh, yeah. This is my guy. He's not your guy, Marvin. You don't have any guy. He ain't learned that from the reporter last season. That wasn't your guy either, Marvin. Marvin has very bad discernment. I need him to stay up under a rock and just do what she says. That's what I need from Marvin.
Out like we season 4, you still trying to branch out and show that you the big brother, and I got ideas too. You still trying to see him beat the situation. We got. We see what he got shot on the roof. Alan Payne didn't make it out of New Jack City. Why are you acting like this? I could see that, and I know that'll be hard for Rock, and I'm sure Stefano will be like, yeah, this is what it was, and she gonna have to get an okay, like, yeah, if you got to take him out, you got to take him out. That would be heart-wrenching, but you over here being dumb. Somebody said that Marvin is out here on GTA missions. Absolutely. B, how did you feel when this happened, and what do you think will happen as far as early Tyler and him vouching for him as far as Stefano is concerned?
First, hilarious at the GTA missions, and again, I got to steal that Decepticon line. That was nice. I like that. Fresh. I laughed a lot. I was just on mute. But as far as it's concerned, I agree. I don't think it's the best decision that Marvin is making. I don't mind him paying off early, to get information like, hey, if you hear something, here's $20, $50, $100 or whatever. But for you to vouch for this man like this when we have no history of these two, that's just doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe him like that, but we, the audience members, don't. This is a new relationship for us because this is the first time Early has popped up in the whole show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was mentioned, but not in like this full-on capacity.
Yeah, so I mean, if he was around in season 1 or season 2, that'd be cool. Oh, Early's back. You know what I'm saying? He did the thing when it helped Marvin. Okay, so but this doesn't make any sense right here. And again, he has done nothing this season for us to even remotely think that he's cool. You know, I mean, he picked up Unique and that was fine, but he was getting paid for it. So that's just the job. He wasn't, doing a solid for a homie or anything like this. So and again, Marlon is doing the GTA missions because we still got to find Rock knows, and we haven't came to that confrontation yet. So you doubling down and tripling down, it's gonna be a disaster. And I guess they are setting him up to die. He needs to retire and be a good daddy to Juke and send her to college or back to the army, and that's it. He got enough money.
I really don't want to have Rock have to take Marvin out.
Oh,
but at this point, you're moving slow out here, son. I don't know what else we could do with you. I just don't know. I would hope it would never come to that. Thank you so much, DeMarcus, for the $5. I would love for Unique to remember that Marvin shot at Unique and Jerome, his son, and smoked Marvin. Jukebox could retaliate and smoke Unique. I don't know how deep this selective memory goes, DeMarcus. Who knows? Who knows? He could roll them up and I remember when you came in and y'all swapped out my jacket that one time. Who knows? All this, it just seems to only apply to Rock. I don't know, but I just we don't have to have Marvin moving like this in these streets. Thank you so much. It says the episode should have been called Side Quest for Everyone. Every damn body was on one. Yeah, everybody's on their own side missions, and we're gonna have to come together. I should hope that Raquel wouldn't let Marvin be out here being a lone ranger for too much longer. Because look what's happening. You're bringing early Ty to the table. Oh, Ashley, let me check it, child, because I ain't seen it. Is there a cash app? Did I miss y'all money? I did. Who is this? This is Rod. I feel like it's Rod. And it is. Thank you so much for the $10. Most definitely appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna show y'all some love because we got 170 people here. There are 170 people here. I would love 170 more. Let me show y'all some love. We're gonna be right back. Let's take a look at Unique because he's gonna be back in this position before the season is out. Don't start and take something.
Well, because feelings for me, Rock. Talking crazy. They say most romances start at the office. Heads bumping into each other at the water cooler and whatnot. I'm just wondering if you ever favor me like that.
We ain't got no water cooler. And the last time I checked, you and me, we was trying to kill each other for a hot second.
Oh, you know what they say, it's a thin line. Stay up though, baby.
The way I tell y'all, I am going to make a special mix just for Raquel alone in this episode because the ponytail was ponytailing this episode. Rock looked good as hell this episode. I was like, damn! Rock looked good in her Ariana Grande ponytail. She looked absolutely fabulous. Yeah, she did. It was. The ponytail was, most of the time we have Rock with the curls. Like, no, the ponytail was giving thug. I loved it. I thought it was real slick, real sexy. It was giving. Yeah, Andre's dead. Andre's dead. I was wondering how long we were going to keep that under wraps. I was like, are we going to hold that like we hold in the dead man in the pool hall that Marvin took out? Can we get back to the back? Yeah, he's gone. Per usual, Raquel was going to hold up a strong front. And it's just like, I ain't got nothing to tell y'all. We did business. I don't need your card. When they walk out, though, we having a panic attack because, damn, I need him. I need him. He's so useful in so many ways. And not only is somebody really hitting and playing with us as far as, our business and work, but I lost Andre. That's a really, really thick hit. But yeah, don't get murked, Raquel, trying to become the supplier, because I didn't know where we was going. I didn't know where we was going. It was given. Which one was that? Was that Goodfellas or Casino? I think that was, which one was that? Is that Goodfellas or Casino where Joe Pesci, he gets hit? I can't remember. It's slipping me. And they take him out. It was
Casino.
Casino when they took him out, and he was just, oh, like, yeah, what's going on? Like, is it a party? Like, where's my mom? Pow! I was like, what you mean? Don't bring nobody. Come by yourself. Yeah, no Marvin, no muscle allowed. They brought it to the back. He's like, yeah, get in the car. I was like, why? This feels very good, fellas. Like Robert De Niro about to roll up and shoot her in the head. I was very, very concerned, but I know Rock is smarter than that. It just felt really, really ominous. And then when we meet this boss who has the potential to make us, the supplier, he don't say too much. He literally utters 2 words and leaves. But I know he wouldn't have given her that much time of a day if he didn't really consider giving her that type of position. But I was very, very nervous for Rock for all of 2 seconds because, girl, that ponytail can't dodge no bullets. Ashley.
Girl, because why are you going anywhere blindfolded? I'm not going anywhere with you where I can't see or feel or hear where I'm going. But no, I'm excited about this move. Y'all know I wanted her to be in position to be the connect, because why are we still doing this? Like, girl, you be the supplier. I want this for her, but I'm scared for her. I think this is a whole new caliber of person that she's going to be dealing with. Like he said, this is interesting. I usually don't do this, but this might be interesting. So I'm just really concerned about these terms and conditions and what she's going to get herself into if this goes according to plan. But I'm here for this Rock. This is the Rock I've been waiting for all season. Yes, she bad. She looked good. Okay. She looked good with that arm posted up in the doorway. And now she's really got to put her big girl panties on and get back to business. I need the Rock that we met in season 1. I'm wanting full villainy now. I'm wanting full cutthroatedness from her moving forward. But I love this for her. I wanted this for her because stop going through Quan, stop going through all of these little intermediaries, girl, and you become the plug. I like it for her, but I am scared for her, Tyra. I'm nervous.
I was just saying, Rudy, what about you? Did you feel like she was about to get whacked the way she was walking? It was giving, that ending of Goodfellas where everybody trying to close up shot and tie up loose ends and everybody started getting whacked. It was scary for a second.
Yeah, it did. I thought it was that. But also it kind of reminded me of like some Narcos type stuff too. I'm like, this Escobar cat, he is, he's like, I'm like, she about to get kidnapped or, what's really the deal? But I do like this move for her because she has a lot of enemies on all sides. And I think that with this, there's going to be some breathing room. It's going to liberate her from a certain perspective as well. I mean, even with her own son, it's like she has a lot of vultures circling her. So to separate herself from the pack, while also maintaining the upper hand to the point where eventually, not so much like Quan and these people, but all the underlings who are trying to get their business back, in this case, notably, it'll be Unique. He's going to be in a situation where if he wants to get back, he's going to have to come to her. Like the roads to the game is going to go through her. So she's going to have a lot of leverage going forward by, succeeding in this way and making this move. And it'd be interesting to see how it affects her relationship with Kanan as he's trying to also, because it's like she's doing this and they were running parallel with him trying to do the same thing with her old connects, so it's like that's the dynamic I kind of got from it. I'm like, it's gonna be interesting to see how it affects them. Is it going to make them competitors to a degree? Her being a supplier and now Kanan trying to get his own thing off the ground and stop trying to go through his mother or associate and commingle his business with his mother. Are we going to see a situation where they're going to be at odds from a business perspective? It's going to be interesting to see.
And B, what about you? How do you feel about the sit down? And did you fear for Rock's life just a little bit when she went to get in the car?
A lot of bit, but the ponytail was ponytailing. Even though she is evil, she is fine. It's a shame that she can't be a nice person to be fine. But what I did like is she did look vulnerable. She did look scared. She looked like she did not have control, and that's cool because you're raising the stakes. We always hear of bosses, and they stuck the landing with this boss. Like, oh, we're going through the restaurant, and you got to show up the next day alone. We're going down an alley, getting the car. Then you show up here for the guy just to give you 2 words. I mean, that's like he ain't effing around. He's not effing around, and Rock may bite off more than she can chew. And she's trying to sell out herself while Unique is going around causing mayhem and chaos.
Yeah.
So I like that she looks scared. I was nervous for her. I'm not saying that I would be sad if she died because I think she sucks, but it is nice to see her shook a little bit, and not a control. And then especially when she did find out her Aunt Andre died, she was just like, "Crap, what am I gonna do?" That's cool right there. It's nice to see her in the panic.
Oh yeah, we can't lose it now. We need somebody to walk on around in the Gucci bodysuits and the fur coats. B, we need this. we need her to be walking around being fine. You see how unique running around out there about it.
Yeah.
Catch a body for your pride. Juke was just trying to be in the club, okay? Juliana, the early years, rolls up on her at the bar and was like, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?" And she was like, "No, I'm cool. Like, you just new to this, but it's a comfortable situation. I'm trying to be out. This is what I'm here for." We're not outside 5 minutes with our new friend before our old ass husband rolls up. And she's like, "Oh, girl, just keep walking." Promptly, I was like, "Nah, Juke. Not you let this man get the one up on you and push you on the ground, girl, and scrape up your face." How many dudes have we stumped out in Timberland boots up to this point? Like, use that army training, but he got one up on her. He snuck up on her. It was a sucker punch type of situation, but Marvin, as per usual, and y'all know this is we love Marvin. Marvin gonna ride for them babies. Uncle Marvin rolled up on his white babies last episode, and he's here for Juke in this one. Like, who put their hands on you? Because we don't do that around here. Marvin, who has been moving as judge, jury, executioner, and everything else since this season started, was like, I'm just gonna go talk to him. I'm Marvin. But who is this? Somebody's little tired ass husband? Yeah, fine. If you want me to leave the gun in here, I'll leave it in here. Marvin was handling business, for a little bit, but the man had some fight in him. Went for a knife, and Marvin is this close to getting out of here. Juke comes through with the save and shoots this man down. But we don't just shoot him, we shoot him and we smile about it like, you know what? Felt kind of good. I was like, Juke, you could have killed ninjas in the army. You could have killed as many as you want to in the army. You could have fought, you could have shot your blicky in the army. But where we have had Juke since the show started being, floundering, lost. What is my purpose? Do I want to go to school? Do I want to do the army? No, I'm just trying to figure it out. This catches her energy in her eye, though. She felt real good taking that life. B, I'm going to come to you first. How did you feel about this?
Oh, I almost crapped my pants because I was afraid that Marvin was gonna die. When she was like, "Leave the gun in the car," I was like, "Oh my gosh, how many minutes do we have left in the episode? Do not leave us on a cliffhanger with Martin bleed like, Junko, there's the money." But I'm glad he made it out. But I was nervous. I kind of felt that it was gonna happen. Like, damn, he left the gun in the car. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna go down. And I was happy. I was okay. Yeah, Marvin came out on top. He won the fight. But like you said, Tyra, the dude had some fight in him. And I was just like, oh no, please do not die. He didn't. It broke my heart that Juke had to shoot him like that. Of course, Marvin is going to take the blame for it. I can't wait to see what happens next. This is going to make them closer. I wonder how they're going to play it, though, because when they do stuff like this, sometimes they sweep things under the rug. And it's only something crazy for the two characters to bond together and, enhance or destroy their relationship. Or this may carry on to the end. I don't know who his friends are. They may come back for revenge. I don't know. But hopefully this is a sweep under the rug thing, because I don't want this to, bring Marvin down. But also, I know Juke is not about that life, but I always get frustrated when they shoot to kill. Like, you could shoot him anywhere else.
We needed her to shoot to kill, B. I was here. I was like, yeah, Juke, yeah. Finally. I've been waiting on Juke to catch a body for 4 seasons now. I was here for it. It was giving Juice. It was giving Bishop. Why you gotta hold the gun? Because I already got it. Like, I'm holding the gun. I'm happy to hold the gun. First person say something I don't like, I'm shooting you in the alley. I'm excited for Juke. Girl, shoot 2 more people next episode. Rudy, how did you feel about Juke catching her first body?
Man, I'm just glad we're here now. I like the victim of her environment. Oh, excuse me, the someone who felt like they were. Well, yeah, I'm right. The victim of her environment finally becoming the product of her environment. Like, that's the transition that we saw. It was almost like a rite of passage. We saw her in the first season kind of lamenting, it's a messed up place that we come from, Kanan, and this and that, and then she tries to overcome it. Okay, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna be successful, and then the environment keeps pulling her back, and not of any fault of her own, but just her association to her family. Now she doesn't have any control in that. Then she say, "Skip it, I'm gonna go to the army. Surely I can get some control there." And she finds, oh, I can't even be myself in this place. So she comes back to her home and she starts rejecting everything that would once entangled her. From a you remember her old association. She's boosting clothes and robbing, all this stuff that felt too familiar. She says, "I'm coming into my own now." And I just thought that all of it culminated into this one moment where she finally is like, "I'm gonna own this. This is something that is empowering." And I'm not the victim anymore. I'm the rabbit with the gun now. And I only think it's going to be compounded by a lot of more instances of savagery, which is why earlier when we were speaking about Crystal, I said, "Oh yeah, I can definitely see her smoking her," because now it's like it's whoever want it. Like how you said just a few moments ago, whoever get in my way, you look at me wrong, you say something I don't like, it's up. Because now I got something that is giving me a renewed sense of purpose and a renewed sense of power, which is something that I've been robbed of in every moment, in every instance up to this point. So the fact that we saw her, and again, the fact that we saw her, she did save her father. Obviously, is going reforge a bond with them and just make them even more closer. They've been through so much, but the character that she did it against was someone who was very little important. So we know it's not about the character that she killed or whatever the case like that. It's the act itself and what is gonna do to her psyche and her character going forward. So I'm all here for it because I think we're getting close to the Anika Noni Rose version of Jukebox. Like this is the start of that.
It was, Rudy. It was. You think you that bad, man? You think you got that much juice? Like she got the juice now. She got the juice. Yo, Marcus, thank you so much for the $5. I wonder how would you feel when she finds out that Mara's husband was a veteran. Detective Garcia would question Jukebox about the death of Ron. I don't think she gonna care. I don't think she's gonna care. I think Juke is gonna be really going off of like the adrenaline, like, oh, like I really killed somebody. I think Marvin's gonna be the one like, so are you okay? Like, do we need, it's gonna be like, leave it alone. Like that is really not that deep. I think Marvin's gonna be the one that's just gonna be a little inconsolable, like, not my baby. I didn't want her to be out here catching bodies. I think Juke's gonna be fine regardless of who this man was. And Ashley, how did you feel about Jukebox catching a body?
I was here for it. Yeah, you know that she needs some direction. So at least now she has a purpose and she's got a mission and she liked it. She unalived somebody and she liked it. And so not only is she coming into her own in terms of her identity and embracing her sexuality, now we have this other part of her. And I think it's kind of a full circle moment for her. It was like when she pulled that trigger, it was like, oh, this is home. This is where I needed to be. This is where I belong. And so I do hope that we get tapped in to all of the work that she put in before becoming the adult Jukebox. I'm absolutely here for it. As far as Marvin, if somebody don't take him out, he's going to jail. First of all, that was a Marine, okay, or some sort of retired serviceman. I saw the flag up there. And like, why do you go into everybody's house thinking you could beat everybody up, Marvin? Like, that's wild work to me.
I don't matter who it is.
Marvin's DNA is all over that place. So if somebody does come and investigate a crime, he's the one going down. It's his blood everywhere, sprinkled about. But no, I'm here and I love this for Jukebox. Like I said, my ultimate vision is her and Kanan working in tandem, she being the enforcer and him moving product. I'm here for that alliance. And I think that'll actually help Kanan go to the next level if we see that.
I am. I'm just here, like, yeah, Juke, shoot some more people before the season go out. At this point, I feel like Juke was like, yeah, we need somebody on the inside. Let me go and become an officer of the law. I'm still gonna be corrupt as hell, but y'all gonna have somebody on the inside, doing a little intel to cover up all the family's dirt, because that smirk was diabolical. It was giving the Omen when Damon smiles at the camera, like, yeah, I'm about to catch multiple bodies. Ash, I'm gonna come to you first because I know you never want to give anything. What are your predictions for episode 5?
We find out that Famous is in WITSEC. because it was a federal agent that got him in the program so that he can turn state's evidence because he is a snitch at the end of the day. I hope that Crystal gets taken out next episode. Take her out. Maybe Jukebox takes her out. Maybe that's Jukebox's next body. I'd be absolutely here for that. Honestly, I just want to see the story move forward. I would be elated if Unique is finally outed and one of these million peoples that he's shown his face to let Rock know. I would absolutely be here for that. But that's all I got because I don't really do the predictions. I don't know, bro.
I definitely think Unique gonna be over there with them Italians because Miss Thing giving the numbers like go over here to them folks. I don't know anything about that. I never got my hands dirty. They'll know what to do with you. That'll be that. He'll be somewhere trying to look sincere, pleading his case about how Rock is diabolical and how she need to be taken out, and he'll have maybe some help where he doesn't really have any now. Maybe some funding to get him a fur coat. Who knows? A gold chain. Get him anywhere close to looking how he looked in previous seasons as far as fashion. Because the dirty, dingy, hooded black sweatshirt is wearing on my nerves. Are you showering on a regular, Unique? We're waiting on that. Of course, we're still going to be on a tyrant trying to figure out exactly who's trying to bombard on our business and shooting them up. We're gonna be doing that. Marvin will still be, on that rampage. I think Lulu gonna get them draws next episode. She was willing to give them to him, in the back of the club because she ain't putting up too much. But yeah, I think he gonna get them draws. Got the draws. I got the draws. He gonna get the draws next episode from Miss Imani. And Rock, I think she gonna try to get, anywhere closer to becoming that independent supplier, but we can't really do much with all this havoc going on around us, so that'll always be a thing. Rudy, what about you? What are your predictions for the next episode?
I think we get closer to the famous resolution. I don't think it's like fully, outlined, but I do think we get closer to a definitive answer on what's happened with him. I do agree with you. I think Lou gets Imani next episode. I think they consummate their little relationship, and I'd be interested to see too where. And I mean, it's because it's a running thing where Mama Joyce's cancer thing goes. Like, does she die in the midseason, or like what are we really doing? Like, is she going? How much longer they're going to prolong that storyline? Yeah, because I think they're gonna. I mean, her health and well being factors directly into Rock and her relationship to Kanan, and there's a lot of like interweaving storylines. So it'd be interesting to see if she actually croaks next episode. If we get a resolution to Famous, and I don't know, maybe even see Famous's mom. Something like this, somebody got to be looking for him. They mentioned his sister. We've seen her. So the logical step would be his
her
mother.
little manic self. I don't want to see her. She lost me when she had them cops bombard her place because she found something in his room. I guess I did forget about Juke and in their situation. There will be some type of ramifications for her just roll up in there shooting that man. They can't just roll off anybody's back. B, what about you? Any predictions for episode 5?
Not really. I'm hoping that Unique is outed, that somebody figures out that he's the culprit, and they try to at least put a plan in place or have a conversation about it. Of course, there's going to be some type of aftermath of Juke getting her first body. Yeah, you're right. The DNA is all over the place. I'm pretty sure that Lulu will knock down the other chick, but I don't know if it'll happen next episode. But other than that, I don't really know. I don't know.
Well, all right, y'all. That was episode 4 of Raising Kanan. Hope you enjoyed it. Before we tell you where to go and how to find us, it is Saturday, and we do what we do on every single Saturday, meaning that we have our members only Blockbuster Movie Night Watch Along. This week was my week. This was a voting week. For everybody who go, come on off up in the watch along, talking about this ain't what I voted for. You ain't vote heavy enough. You should have rallied your troops because you guys voted for the talented Mr. Ripley. But before we get into it in, the next few minutes, this is what you could have been watching.
It's a new weirdo every week. Put it up for my seeds. No trip for the
just trying to have a good time.
All right. Anybody who is a member, get on over there in the Discord right now because we're going to be getting into the talented Mr. Ripley. Rudy, I'm going to come to you first to let the people know what you have going on or coming up on your channel.
Thank you so much. YouTube.com/RudyPMagic. I got to review, the review on episode 4 coming this week, along with some other goodies for my Patreon people. Patreon.com/RudyPMagic. We are currently reviewing the OG Power series from 1 to done. Right now I'm on season 1, episode 3, so that'll be coming soon. And for the background music, instrumentals, things like that, it's on bstars.com/RudyPMagicBeats if you're looking for something like that.
All right. Thank you. And B, I'm going to come to you next. Let the people know what you have going on Just My Opinion.
Yeah, and Tyra, thank you for having me and allowing me to crash the party at the last minute. I really do appreciate it. But we just wrapped on Reacher, still doing Daredevil on Disney Plus. Got a couple of reviews for Magazine Dreams as well. Right now, I'm in the middle of watching The Martial Artist. It's a independent film that's dropping on April the 4th about a martial artist that goes to Pakistan to train and all that good stuff. So if you're into that, check it out. And have a few other things that are cooking in the kitchen, but it hasn't materialized yet. But if you subscribe, I'm pretty sure you'll find out very soon.
All right. Thank you, B. Ashley, anything you want to tell the folks, babes?
Yeah, you guys, coming through tomorrow, we are going to be watching Con Mom, which is a brand new documentary that aired on Netflix a couple of days ago. I mean, if you want to get your life and enjoy us talking mess, come over for that. Be sure that you're subscribed to everyone. Make sure you have your notification bell hit so you don't miss a thing. I have a ton of uploads coming up this next week, and we have a live almost every day. So just keep your notification on, so you don't miss anything. That's it, Tyra. That's all I got.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much. Once again, anybody who is a member of the Sweet Perspective or the Struggle, be sure to get on over there for the watch along of the talented Mr. Ripley, and join us tomorrow for the live discussion of Con Mom, because it was a ride to watch. So I can't wait to get into that. And we will definitely see you guys next Saturday. Everybody have a good night.
Make me smile, I don't want to see you cry. Got some questions that I gotta ask, and I hope you can come up with the answers, baby. Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell